Hi everybody and welcome back to Rocco Baby Crochet. Hope you've all had a great week. So this week's free pattern, we're doing these bell appliques which I've turned into Christmas tree decorations by popping a little hanger onto them. They're really quick, really easy, it's good for any skill level. They take approximately about 20 minutes to make, so you can whip a couple up in no time. And they're just lots of fun. As always, there is a written pattern that's going to be available over on my blog from tomorrow, so don't forget to head on over there if you prefer the written pattern, and there is a link popping up for that now. And also please don't forget to support this channel if you enjoy the patterns. Hit like, hit subscribe and the bell notifications so that you don't miss out on any of the free patterns that are up and coming. So let's get into what we need to make our gorgeous little bells. So here is everything that you're going to need to make one of your bells. So I've gone for the Rico Fashion Cotton Metallized Double Knit. This is the silver one. A 4mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, one of these little bells, which are really cute. I'll leave a link in the description as to where I get mine from. And as always, if you feel more confident using a stitch marker, grab yourself a couple of those as well. So let's get into making the bells. So to begin, what we want to do is make a magic ring. So you want to lay the yarn across your hand like that with the loose end pointing down or towards you. And we're going to wrap it around our fingers and make the letter X. Pull it straight back down to the bottom and turn your fingers over, and you'll have two parallel strands of yarn on your fingers. Pop your hook underneath this first strand, grab onto the second strand and pull it underneath. Twist your hook upwards, grab onto that second strand of yarn and pull it through the loop that's on your hook, and that's how you make the magic ring. So you want your loose end of yarn on the left hand side, and when you pull on that it will make the ring smaller. So if you pull on it until it's a size that's manageable for you. And for the first part of making this bell, we're going to be using UK trebles, which in the US is a double crochet. So to get to the correct height we need to chain 3. So you're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. So what we need to do now is place 7 more treble crochets into this magic ring and around this loose end. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the magic ring underneath the loose end, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, back into the magic ring, place a second, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So in total, including this chain 3, you should have 8 treble crochets. So we're counting that chain 3 in this pattern as a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what you want to do is pull on this loose end of yarn. Don't pull it too tightly at this point, you can tighten it up a little bit further on. We're going to be placing a couple more stitches into this magic ring, so leave it loose enough for you to fit your hook into. And what you want to do now is you want to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and we're going to work our next stitches along this edge here. So we're going to be crocheting around the post of this treble crochet, which is here, into this magic ring and around this chain 3 that we started off at. So they're the 3 spaces we're going to be popping our hook in the next part of this pattern. So around the post of your treble crochet we're going to be placing 3 trebles. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1, Sometimes you just need to push them over a little bit. Yarn over, insert my hook back into that space, place another treble and a third one. Then into the magic ring you're going to place 2 trebles, 1 and 2, and then before I go any further I'll just give that one last little tighten up to close that gap so it can't be seen. And then into this space here between your chain 3 and this treble you're going to place 4 treble crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. So next what you want to do is chain 1 and turn. That chain 1 is not going to count as a stitch for this row, and we're just going to place a half treble crochet in every stitch across, and we should have a total of 10 when we get to the end. So there's 1, and for half treble crochet you're yarning over, inserting your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one should be going into the top of the chain 3 from the row before, and that's 10. So then what you want to do is chain 1 and turn again, and again that's just a turning chain, it's not counting as a stitch, and we're just going to repeat that row again and place 1 half treble crochet in every stitch along, and total of 10 half treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and your 10th one can sometimes look like it's turning onto the side a little bit, but if you look for the V so you can see here, and don't forget that if you find it easier to use stitch markers, then make sure that you're using those for your first and your last stitches. And then we're just going to repeat that row one more time, so chain 1 and turn, and then place 1 half treble in every stitch across. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and my last one, 10. So to move up to row 6, what you want to do is chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, turn your work, and here what we're going to do is we're going, so this is counting, the first 3 chains of this is going to count as the treble, and then the other 2 is going to sort of turn the corner for us like that. So the first 3 is counting as a treble, and then that one is going across the side. So what we want to do is, we're not counting this stitch here for this part, we're going to skip 2 stitches and place a treble into this next stitch here. That's our first stitch, skip 1, 2 and treble crochet into this chain here, into this stitch here. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Then you're going to chain 2, skip 2 stitches and place another treble in the third one along. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 2, skip 2, which takes you to your very last stitch, and place a treble into that one as well. Next you want to chain 1 and turn your work, and into this first space here where your chain 1 is coming out of, we're just going to place 3 half treble crochets into there. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, back into that same stitch, place a second one, yarn over, back into that same stitch and place a third one. Then we're going to be crocheting around the chains, so you're going to place 2 half treble crochets into this chain space, and then a half treble crochet on top of the treble from the row below, 2 half trebles into this chain space, one half treble into the top of the treble, and then 2 half trebles, and then if you remember we was using the first 3 stitches as a treble and then the other 2 as the chains go across the base of this. So what you want to do is go to your third chain, so count up your V's, 1, 2, 3, and into that one you're going to place 3 half treble crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook into that third chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, and then repeat that twice. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then pull through all loops on your hook. So all that's left to do is now we want to just place a double crochet just to neaten these edges up, but we're only going to place them on this rounded part. We're not going to place anything else now on the bottom. So what I like to do is where these chain 3s are, I like just to pop 2 double crochets into those and then evenly just space them around the rest of the project. So I try to always go underneath 2 strands of yarn because it makes it neater and you don't have any big gaps in your work, and I place sort of roughly sort of 1 per row. So if you want to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back when I'm finishing up placing my double crochets. US, it's single crochets. So I've placed them all the way around and I'm just going to slip stitch it to the beginning, the chain 2 that we did just to close that, chain 1, and then you can cut that off. Leave enough yarn because when we sew this in, this is what we're going to use to attach the bell. Pull up on that loose end and secure your work just by pulling on your loose end of yarn and holding on to that chain 1. So that is the bell. So what I like to do is I like to add the hanger separately. I know some people do it where they go across and do it, but sometimes it can just throw it off centre a little bit, so I like just to take the time to add them separately. So you want to take your yarn, make a slip knot and pop that onto your hook, and then what I do is where I can see the centre of this magic ring here, I just pop my hook directly upwards and then that gives me the centre point of the bell. Pop my hook through that stitch and slip stitch that to join, and then I've been chaining 15, so yarn over, pull through, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But if you want a shorter or a longer, you just adjust that number of chains, and then you're going to slip stitch it back into the same place that you've joined it. Chain 1, cut that off, leaving enough loose end to sew in your loose ends. Pull up on your chain 1, hold it firmly and pull on the loose end just to secure that on. So the next thing we've got to do is just attach our bell. So let me just grab my bell. So I take the loose end that we just finished with when we finished crocheting the bell and pop my darning needle onto that, and we're going to be going to place it roughly in the centre of the bell. So I run it along the back side of the work just underneath these stitches until I get to the centre. Just make sure you don't pull too tightly on that yarn because you don't want to change the shape of your bell. And then when you're roughly at the centre, you're going to pop your needle through. Just check that that's where you want it to be sitting. I need to take the needle off now because it won't fit through the hole on the bell, and just thread that on. And then pop my needle back on. And I just go round the stitch just to secure that on. Just take your time to make sure that it looks nice and neat and you've not got too much yarn floating about, or it's twisted and ruining the bottom of your bell. And then I go back through into the back side of the work, and again go underneath these back stitches here. So we've got those trebles that we did in the previous round. So I'll just fasten that off by running my needle back and forth a few times, each time when I'm going back, skipping the first one, and that will just secure that in place for you. Give it a little stretch just to make sure nothing's being pulled out of shape, and then you can trim that loose end. And the only thing left to do now is just to sew in, weave in these loose ends from our hanger and also from what's left on the back of the work. But they're really simple to do, aren't they, and so cute. So I hope you have lots of fun making yours, and don't forget, if you want to share your pictures, I'm always over on the Facebook group, and also don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on next week's free pattern. So I'll see you all really soon. Take care and happy hooking.
We wish you